what happens a lot of times, and that he isn't himself when he does these things to her, and that he basically, it was almost like he was asking something from her, like he didn't want the relationship to go, and this was another way to punish her. So he does this to her on the floor and decides to finish inside her. And after that, he got up and left. Now, Cassie noted that she saw Diddy on one subsequent occasion where they had a consensual encounter. Yes. And so they actually had relations after this. And when she was asked, like, why did you do that? Why would you go back to somebody who's done all this to you? Or why would you have that? And she said they had been together for 10 years and she was just unwinding from it. It was like all she knew. She still cared about it. Which you hear oftentimes from victims of abuse. They will go
All
back to
right, let's see
somebody
if
or
we can
they're
get this
scared
dub.
to. It's all they know. There's a lot of psychological trauma when these types of things happen, especially when she detailed some of the excruciating health issues that she got from doing all of these freak offs. And again, I want to remind people these freak offs would last from 24 hours to 4 days. Okay. And it was to a point where the freak offs, Diddy wouldn't even be there anymore. He would like leave, go do business, go do wherever he is. Sometimes he would be out of town. He would have his assistant put her on FaceTime, the freak off on FaceTime, to make sure she was still doing it, even though he wasn't there. Like, this is pretty sick. Now there's incident number 4. Now, this is the whole assault in the Kid Cudi situation, right? So Cassie described a series of incidents tied to her brief 2011 relationship with Kid Cudi. And she said that it made Diddy insanely jealous to the point of rage. She also said that he threatened to hurt both her and Cuddy, specifically saying he would have Cuddy's car blown up in his driveway with his friends present, meaning Cuddy's friends present, so that they could all witness it. So she described the incident with that as well, going along with it, that he attacked her at her home after learning about her relationship with Cuddy. Now, when she returned to a hotel room where she was staying, she found it trashed, okay, with urine, feces all in the bathroom. The furniture was in disarray. Someone had peed all over the carpet. It was a mess. Now, she believes that it was Diddy who did it, but of course, she has no way to verify that. Now, she also read aloud an email that she sent to her mother that month detailing the threats that Diddy was making towards her and the threats of releasing all of her explicit freak off videos that could damage her career. She also testified that during a meeting at the Soho House in LA involving her and Cuddy to discuss the relationship, like literally Diddy wanted to meet with both of them. Well, during that meeting, Kid Cudi asked about his vehicle, and Combs just responded, "What vehicle?" And that literally ended the meeting. That's all that was discussed, and then that was the end of it. So I believe this isn't a true thing, but I believe it was a way for him to, to show dominance, to scare Kid Cudi away, and to show Cassie that, other guys are going to be too afraid to be around you or date you because I'm powerful. And that all Diddy had to say was, "What car?" Meaning that he covered it up. Like, I don't know what happened. Okay, so he actually, with that happening, it scared Cuddy off, but then Cassie felt like she was stuck in the relationship. But again, these weren't all of these. Diddy didn't say a whole bunch during that meeting. That's what you infer from it. Okay, once you add up everything.
On the civil Diddy docket, in one of the many cases initially brought by Tony Busby, he's withdrawn from them. Has another lawyer on the case. It was a Jane Doe versus Sean Combs case, in which involving I think 2014 in Las Vegas. In any case, it's been found and ruled by Judge Broderick here of the Southern District that Jane Doe cannot proceed under a pseudonym and must either give her name by May 20th in an amended complaint or see the case dismissed on that ground.
Now there was another
All right,
incident
let's go and
where
roll
Diddy
up some
actually
re-rolls then.
assaulted Cassie's friends. So she described this violent incident involving her friend Brianna Van Golden, and it was at her 17th floor apartment on Wilshire Boulevard in LA. She said that while she was asleep, when she awoke, she found Diddy holding her friend over the balcony railing, and that Cassie then saw while he was holding her over there, and she saw him pull her back up Okay, so she also said that later on, this friend, the same friend, she sued Diddy for $10 million, alleging molest, say certain things, abuse, and through her testimony, even though her testimony detail all of that, it did not give clarification if that lawsuit was settled or thought. I believe they are going to have the friend testify because the friend, name was read out in court, and during that time, that friend is probably going to give testimony to it. So this is further showing the prosecution's case, the government's case against him, saying that he would threaten people with violence, and not just say it, but he would physically assault other people and those who are around her inner circle, which gives credit to the claims that Diddy said he would hurt her mother if she tried to leave, if she tried to do anything, that he would go and hurt her mother because he is hurting other people in her life. Okay, so there's another incident with involving another friend that was assaulted by Diddy. She says that in another incident, separate from that one, that in 2018, Diddy assaulted another one of her close friends. She recounted how he entered a room, saw Cassie and the friend preparing to use magic pills, and hit the friend in the head with a wooden hanger. Now, this altercation actually ended up ruining their friendship. Their friendship completely split apart because of this. Now, as the violence continued in her relationship, it did splinter all of her relationships with her family and friends because of all of the abuse going on. And then with Diddy actually targeting these close friends of hers, people knew that Diddy, he wouldn't just leave his assaults on her, that he would assault her friends and family. So a lot of people got scared and they backed away. They were terrified of what Diddy could do to them. Because there's one thing to have DV against the person you're in a relationship with, but he was assaulting just like everybody around. Like it's pretty crazy to think about. I don't think I've ever heard of a case where a guy's not, it's not just his woman or his wife and or maybe the kids, dog or something like that, but actually friends. That's a pretty wild thing, but this is something that happened and broke her friendship apart. Now another incident was involving Diddy assaulting others, but it's not on her friends, but his own employees and other people. So she talked about his violence towards his employees, and she witnessed a lot of it during the relationship. She described one time where Diddy punched an employee in the head, like just straight up punched him for no reason. And then on another international trip, she saw Diddy drag his assistant, referred to as Mia, who was supposed to testify, out of bed onto a deck outside her room after she resisted when he tried to take her phone. So she wouldn't give him the phone. He dragged her out into a balcony. Now these incidents are designed to create a broader picture of how abusive he was to everybody. So we already know Cassie, we know her friends, with her family, but now he's doing it to his employees. And what's really interesting, today there were some objections, and they were discussing things with the judge when the jury wasn't in, and there was no witness on the stand. Cassie wasn't on the stand, and it seems as though the defense has some issues about Mia, because even Mia, this former assistant, that's a pseudonym, her lawyer was there talking to the judge and talking about what should be allowed or not. They also have set up, in order to shield her identity, they're going to be putting in privacy screens when Mia, the former assistant, gives her testimony in court to keep her privacy. So you already know there's no cameras allowed. You're not allowed to record. You can write things down, but there will be, and I don't even think the sketch artist will be allowed to sketch her. And she will be cloaked. She'll be hidden, coming in, leaving, and she's under federal protection right now. So I'm really interested to see what she has to say, because I think she is going to help establish the whole RICO case. Like, Cassie is a victim of the RICO case, but while Mia, this assistant, she is a victim based on what Cassie witnessed. But this assistant, this has probably happened to her multiple times, and she probably knows what he's done to other people, other incidences, whether it's a freak off, a beating, or anything else that Diddy could be tied to. She may know literally where the bodies are buried. So that will help with this whole RICO. We were showing that the whole bad boy empire, he had everyone in there working with it, that they were complicit with it, that he coerced them into it, that he had employees that were part of it, and that they just weren't, a lot of them weren't willing, or they just loved everything that was going on, but it was their job. And this is what their employer was instructing them to do as employees. That ties it to the bad boy empire. Now, Cassie also ties into the bad boy empire because she was technically his employee. She had a record deal with him, and he refused to put out any more of her albums unless she complied with them, unless she did the free golf, unless she did certain things. And then he ended up not doing not putting out her stuff anyway. There was a breach of contract. Like, there's employment law that he has completely violated, which we can get into in a separate video. But just understand, I think Mia's testimony may be more powerful than Cassie's. Because again, she can testify to all of the dealings that Diddy had going on. Okay, so we have another incident. Now, this happened post their relationship. This was like 2019 onward. Cassie said that Diddy would send her threatening messages after they broke up, and that after the relationship ended, and even when she was married to her now husband Alex Fine, he would still send her messages. She recounted one in which he said, "If I was you, I would get me my money." Now, he was referring to money that he's saying she owed him while she paid him. Alex Fine is her trainer, because her husband was first her trainer. That's how they grew close. That's how they got together. He actually helped her get away from Diddy and hearing and seeing all the things going on. And at the time, because Cassie was not making any money, Diddy refused to allow her to make money. He wanted his money back from those training sessions that he paid for with Alex. So after they break up, he's with her now husband.
All right, let's roll.
Give me my money that you owe me from that. This is a man who's paying probably millions at this point to cover up all this stuff that's going on, the freak offs, paying off the workers, the assistants. Like, just think about how big this was. And he is using this as the way to, like, get back at her. It's quite insane when you think about how much money Diddy has. So clearly, this was about control. This was about still being in her life. And this is especially insane. If you remember, I have to say it's about 2 years at this point, where Diddy won that award. He was like an icon, it was like a music award. And you remember when Young Miami, the Carisha who likes to be beat on by Diddy, she was holding up a sign in the audience, calling him daddy while he was giving his speech. In the speech, he was thanking Cassie. So we're talking like 2023 when he's thanking Cassie. They broke up like 2018, and he was still like sending these threatening messages, to her, terrorizing her from that point. And then he actually thanks her from that stage. I would be curious to see if they bring that up for evidence, that video, where he's thanking her as though she was this great love in his life, and he wouldn't be here without her. I think we may have to do a whole video where we show that clip, because now that we know what was happening behind the scenes while she was married, had kids, he went up there and did this, knowing all of this had taken place, is absolutely wild. Okay, so then Cassie moved on, and she was crying and talking about how she just wanted to delete herself in 2023. Yes, 2023, when he was given that award and that speech thanking her. And it was all from all of the trauma that she experienced in her relationship with Diddy, that she was having traumatic flashbacks. She was diagnosed with PTSD. She had to go through trauma therapy, and I don't know if she's still in it, but she was saying to her husband, like, she would just tell him, like, you don't need me, you shouldn't be with me, all of that type of stuff, because she felt so much shame and guilt from all of the abuse and the freak-offs, what made her, feel like she was just dirty and stained and marked for life, and she just wanted to end it all. Now, keep in mind, she had children at this point. She was married at this point, and up until 2023, I don't know what has transpired since then, but in 2023, when that bombshell lawsuit came out, well, that is during that same year, she had ideally...
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. It's the team of the 80s versus the team of the 90s. The Niners, the Cowboys, they're underway. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. You look at this Niner defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league. 17th in the NFL against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. Vaughn on 1st and 10. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9. Here's Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Fred Warner, the all-pro linebacker, there on the stop.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now Prescott. And and that'll fall incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Looking to throw. Prescott.
And he dropped it.
And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is indeed good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
3-0 our score as we ready for the dynamic kickoff. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You look at this Cowboy defense. They've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Osa Odighizuwa with the effort there to earn the sack. Here now a 3rd and 20. Now Purdy. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted.
Good shit.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Niners now at 2-5 to start play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Out of the gun, Purdy. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing here, Purdy. Under pressure, they got him again. Osa Odighizuwa. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Running behind center with Vaughn. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second and a couple. A give running left. It's Sanders. Looking for a crease. Can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Now Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. CeeDee Lamb. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys are able to widen their advantage. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run. So much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Here's 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Purdy. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances. Up the middle they go with Sanders.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Miles Sanders, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys continue to pull away here in this first half. Aubrey now for the PAT. And the lead is now 24. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
From the 31, here's second down and 2. Purdy looking to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as the tackle made up near the 35. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And his defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the 35, here's a 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Niners on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Purdy now to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Purdy. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. So no gain on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Second and 10. Here's Purdy. Open man is Juwan Jennings. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. So that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now on to punt. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Prescott to throw it. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Prescott. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Prescott now. Pass complete to Tolbert on the crossing route. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big pickup of 38.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And again, it's Prescott. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And, you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Listen to these Jezebels on his feet. They always tell themselves, I can't get me a
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Shotgun now with Purdy. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And his throw is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. to throw. Purdy. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9. They'll go again with Sanders. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
3rd and 5. Prescott. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. Diamador Lenore up to make the tackle.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Throwing, Prescott.
Oh,
the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. That is caught. And bulldozing his way through. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 20-yard line. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Second and 20. They'll throw again. Prescott. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the 49ers are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. And Purdy, he's going to shift him around into something else. Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Purdy. Hard throw. Incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. No reason not to try it there. And they do indeed convert on 4th. Well, this game well in hand. Perhaps we'll seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy around the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey taking it in from 14 yards out. And the 49ers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Are you you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Moody good with the extra point. And the lead is down to 24. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he tried it out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to. And right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score. But they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
From the 44-yard line, here's second down at 7. Out of the gun, they run with blue. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Here's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. McCaffrey running up the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 97 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 34.
Eyes and attention are on the fullback. Big time carry, big yardage. But how about the guys up front, the offensive line? A lot of people think they may have to block it differently for the fullback to get big yardage. They really don't, because he's big, strong, and powerful. A lot of times he makes his own way. They may not have to block as hard.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. DeMarvion Overshown, the one to bring him down.
Well, that last one makes this a 100-yard night. I love the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Second and 5. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Third down, here's McCaffrey. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now Purdy. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. Throwing here, Purdy. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Juwan Jennings, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Purdy and the Niner offense, they'll stay on the field. They'll try to go for two here. They'll look to throw. He's got it. So they convert the two. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a two-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing here, Prescott. That will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now Prescott. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. And the Niners come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Cowboys, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Niners, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
closure conversation at a restaurant in Malibu. He was trying to convince me to go to Burning Man. I think supposed to say, were you seeing anyone? My now husband. What happened next? Sean came to my house and great.